Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that might just blow your mind. We're talking Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
It's a Hawaiian healing and problem-solving method, and we're exploring it through the book Zero Limits
Oh, yeah, zero limits.
by Joe Vitale, who you might know from The Secret, and Dr. Ihaleakala Hew Len.
Yeah, he's a master of Ho'oponopono. It's a really fascinating concept, this idea that we are, get this, 100% responsible for everything in our lives.
100% everything.
That's right, everything. Now, hold on. Before you start thinking, wait, I didn't cause that traffic jam, hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's not about blame. It's about this radical idea that by healing ourselves, we can actually start to heal our relationships, our work, even, situations that seem totally outside of our control.
See, this is what I love about these deep dives. We get to explore these, like, almost unbelievable ideas.
Right.
And speaking of unbelievable, Joe Vitale starts Zero Limits with this story. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay, so he talks about this therapist, Dr. Hew Len. And Dr. Hew Len heals an entire ward of criminally insane patients at Hawaii State Hospital.
No way. Healed an entire ward.
The whole ward. And get this, he does it without ever directly interacting with any of the patients.
Okay, now that is wild. How is that even possible?
That's exactly what I thought.
No.
And that's what got me hooked on this book. So Dr. Hew Len, he says he used Ho'oponopono. He focused on healing himself. And somehow, that's what healed the patients and the entire situation.
So it's like this. Our internal world is impacting the external world.
It seems that way, right? But how?
Well, it's based on this idea that we are all connected, like, energetically.
Okay.
We share a collective consciousness. And Ho'oponopono says the problems we see out there in the world, they actually stem from memories and programs inside of us.
Memories and programs.
And we project those outwards.
So, like, if we have a program of, say, anger inside of us, that's going to show up in our external world.
Exactly. You got it. So what Ho'oponopono teaches is that instead of trying to change the outside world, the focus needs to be on transforming our inner world.
So I'm not trying to change my coworker. I'm trying to change my, reaction to my coworker.
Exactly. You're cleaning up your side of the street, so to speak. And the main tool they use for this cleaning, and they really call it cleaning, is crazy simple. You just repeat these phrases: I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you.
Wait, that's it? Those simple phrases?
That's the core of it.
But who are we even saying that to? Like, if I'm having trouble with my coworker, am I saying that to my coworker?
Not quite. You're directing those phrases to, you could call it the divine, to the universe, to that higher power that connects us all.
Okay, so I'm not, confronting my coworker with, I'm sorry. I'm going deeper than that.
You got it. It's about surrender. You're acknowledging there's a wisdom beyond our own, and you're asking that wisdom for healing.
This reminds me of the whole idea of zero limits, right?
Yeah.
That's like a big part of the book. So what is this zero state that we're trying to get to?
It's, well, it's hard to describe, but it's a state of pure potential. It's like you're free from your past, from all the limiting beliefs you've picked up along the way.
So nothing's holding me back.
Exactly. Inspiration flows freely, and you can really connect with the divine without all the noise in your head getting in the way.
I love that. No more noise. Now, there's this one thing Dr. Hew Len says in the book that really surprised me. He says our intentions, like our conscious intentions, they might not be as powerful as we think they are.
Oh, yeah. He's really challenging us to think differently there.
So, like, all that manifesting stuff, maybe it's not the whole story.
Maybe not. He's saying that we're often on autopilot, like we're driven by all these subconscious memories and programs.
And we don't even realize it.
Exactly. We think we're making decisions, but really it's the old programming running the show. So Ho'oponopono, it says true power comes from aligning with the divine, from getting inspired rather than forcing our will on the world.
So it's not about willpower. It's about, clearing out the junk so I can hear what I'm actually supposed to be doing.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
Letting go of control. It's about opening up to inspiration. And that's where the magic happens.
Okay, I'm with you so far. But this whole cleaning thing, how do we actually do it? Is it just repeating those phrases?
Well, those phrases are a big part of it, but Dr. Hew Len, he has other techniques too. Like, have you ever heard of blue solar water?
Blue solar water? No, what's that?
So you put water in a blue bottle and you leave it out in the sun. And Dr. Hew Len, he believes that infuses the water with healing energy.
Interesting.
And he also talks about loving everything.
Everything?
Everything, like your car, your computer, your houseplants.
Wait, I'm supposed to love my computer. That feels a little weird.
I know, right? is a bit mind-bending, but Ho'oponopono, it sees everything as energy.
Okay.
And the world is a reflection of us. So when we love everything, even the things we wouldn't normally think to love, we're actually loving aspects of ourselves.
So if I'm frustrated with my computer, I'm actually frustrated with some part of myself.
Something like that. You're cleaning out that negativity and the judgment. You're making space for more love.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all ties together. But does it really work? Like, do people actually see changes in their lives from doing this?
Oh, yeah. The book is full of stories about people who had incredible results. Dr. Hew Len, he tells the story about a patient who was really violent, like considered super dangerous.
Dangerous how?
Well, he had committed a violent crime, and he was really scary to the staff, seemed totally lost in his delusions.
Oh, wow.
But he started practicing Ho'oponopono, and he completely transformed, became calm, more clear-headed. He even dismissed his lawyer and took full responsibility for his crime in court.
Wow. What did the judge say?
Well, the judge was really moved by his sincerity. He actually allowed him to serve his sentence in a prison closer to his family.
That's amazing.
It is. It shows how powerful this can be.
It's like that one person's healing can ripple out and affect everyone around them.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder what would happen if we all started doing this.
Right. What if everyone embraced this responsibility?
That's a powerful thought. And there's so much more to explore here.
You know, before we go too far, I keep thinking about that story with Dr. Hew Len and the ward at the hospital.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's one thing to say things got better, but the book actually lays out what changed, and it's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. What happened? Fill me in.
So, at first, that ward, it was tense, lots of violence. Patients were restrained all the time. Staff was, well, they were on edge.
I bet.
But as Dr. Hew Len kept doing his Ho'oponopono thing, things shifted. They needed fewer restraints, way less seclusion.
Wow, seriously.
Yep. And the whole ward, calmer, more peaceful even.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
To see that change in a place like that. Did he say how long it took?
It wasn't overnight, that's for sure, more like years. But he stuck with it. Every day, cleaning, all those memories, you know, his own stuff that he felt connected to the patients and the whole situation.
So this is what trips me up a little. Am I hearing this right? We clean our own stuff, and it affects something out there that feels like, I don't know, I'm responsible for what other people do.
I get that. A lot of people hit that snag. But that's not quite what Ho'oponopono is saying. It's not blame. It's more like...
We're all connected, right?
Yeah.
Energetically. Our thoughts, our feelings, they're part of this big energy field.
Okay, yeah.
So when we clean ourselves up, we're not saying it's my fault, what someone else did. We're just saying, hey, maybe some of my stuff is tangled up in this mess. Let's clear that out and see what happens.
So Dr. Hew Len wasn't trying to fix the patients. He was fixing the energy of the whole thing.
You got it. No therapy sessions.
Yeah.
No analyzing them. Just him working on himself. Didn't he talk about one patient in particular? A really powerful story.
Oh, yeah, that one. That guy. He was scary, committed a violent crime, staff was afraid of him, and he was just lost in his own head. Delusions and all that.
So he got better too?
He did. He started with the Ho'oponopono, and big change. Calmer. He started making sense. And get this, he fired his lawyer. Wanted to plead guilty, said he was taking full responsibility for what he did.
No way. What did the court do?
The judge, he'd seen this guy as a hardened criminal, right? But with this change, he was moved. Let the guy serve his time in a prison closer to his family, which they wouldn't have even considered before.
Wow. That's really something.
It is. Shows you what healing can do, not just for one person, but for everyone they touch.
Makes you think. If one guy cleaning himself up can do that, imagine if more of us did this Ho'oponopono thing.
That's the potential, right?
Yeah, crazy. Hey, you know, the book also goes into how Joe Vitale started using Ho'oponopono in his marketing work, which is kind of a weird connection, right?
A little, yeah.
But it's interesting. He saw marketing, like all of it, as a form of cleaning, too.
How so?
Well, instead of trying to, trick people into buying his stuff, he started focusing on cleaning up his own limiting beliefs about money, about success, about the people he was marketing to.
So he figured clean up his own resistance and the rest would fall into place.
Yeah. And he said the more he cleaned, the more creative he got, the better his ideas were.
Did it work? Like real world results?
Totally. Remember those subliminal DVDs he made? The ones about achieving your goals?
Oh, yeah, those were popular.
He said the whole idea for those, it just popped into his head after he'd been cleaning. Like he cleared out all his own blocks about success, and bam, inspiration hit.
That's wild. It all goes back to that zero state, right? Getting out of our own way, letting the good stuff flow in.
Exactly. But then there's that story about the cigar.
Oh, you mean the one with the car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Dr. Hew Len told him to smoke a cigar with his panos. I don't know what to make of that one.
It's a head scratcher for sure. But what Dr. Hew Len was getting at, I think, is that everything, even the stuff we think is bad or wrong, it can all be transformed through love.
So I shouldn't judge myself for, I don't know, eating a whole bag of chips. I should just love the chips.
It's not about, condoning bad habits. It's more about, can I approach this with love? Can I let go of the guilt, the judgment, and just accept it as part of the cleaning process?
It's like, we don't have to be perfect to do this Ho'oponopono thing.
Exactly. We're all messy. We're all works in progress.
Speaking of tools, didn't they talk about that seaport thing?
Oh, yeah, the seaport. Vitale was all over that, putting it on everything.
You put the stickers everywhere? What was that all about?
It stands for clean, erase, while returning back to port the zero state.
Right.
It's basically a visual reminder to keep cleaning, to keep aiming for that zero state.
Like a little nudge.
Yep. And Dr. Hew Len, he even told Vitale that his business card could be a cleaning tool.
His business card.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No kidding. The one with his car on it. He was saying that it's not about the object itself, it's about our intention.
I'm seeing a theme here. Intention.
It's huge. Our thoughts, our feelings, they're powerful.
Yeah. As we're talking about this, it's hitting me that a lot of what Ho'oponopono is saying, it's kind of similar to other spiritual traditions, right?
For sure. Taking responsibility, forgiving others, connecting with something bigger than ourselves, that's not new.
Right. But Ho'oponopono is like it gives you the tools to actually do those things.
Gives you a system.
Yeah, exactly. And throughout this whole deep dive, we've been tossing around this idea of a divine play, like we're all actors in this big cosmic show. What do you think that actually means? Like, how do I know what my role is in this play?
Yeah, that's a big question. People have been wrestling with that for ages. Ho'oponopono doesn't give you, a script or anything.
So how do I figure out my role?
It's less about figuring it out with your head and more about cleaning. Clearing out all the mental and emotional junk that's blocking you from seeing what you're supposed to be doing.
It's like I need to tune my antenna so I can get the signal.
Yes, exactly that. The more you clean, the more you can hear that inner voice, that intuition that's guiding you.
But what if I'm stuck? Like, what if I don't hear anything? What if I'm just lost?
Then you keep cleaning. Trust the process. You got to get rid of the old stuff to make space for the new stuff to come in.
So even if I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going, cleaning will get me there.
That's the heart of it. It's about surrender, letting go of control and trusting that there's something bigger than us, something wiser, guiding us along.
I like that. But here's another thing that pops up for me. How do we balance this whole surrender thing with, actually taking action, making choices in our lives? Does Ho'oponopono talk about that?
Oh, it does. It does. It's a question that comes up a lot, right? Like, if I'm surrendering to this higher power, do I even need to do anything?
Yeah, like am I just supposed to sit on the couch and wait for miracles to happen?
Not exactly. See, Ho'oponopono, it doesn't say don't act. It's more about making sure your actions are aligned with that divine inspiration,
So I'm still making choices, but I'm like cleaning up the lens so I can see which choices to make.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like, imagine you're trying to drive a car, but your windshield's covered in mud. You can't see where you're going. You got to clean that windshield first.
Makes sense.
Same with Ho'oponopono. You're cleaning your inner windshield, all the thoughts, beliefs, memories that are clouding your vision. Then you can see clearly and, take the right action.
I like that. So it's not about giving up my willpower. It's about like using it more wisely.
Exactly. You're not just being swept along by whatever. You're choosing your direction, but from a place of clarity, not from all that old baggage.
This makes me think about something else we talked about, the whole idea that even the bad stuff, the hard times, they can be opportunities for cleaning and growth.
Oh, absolutely. Every experience, good or bad, it's a chance to learn, to heal, to get closer to that zero state.
Even the stuff that feels like a punch in the gut.
Even that, it's about finding the perfection in the imperfection, seeing those hidden blessings in the challenges.
Like going back to that story about Dr. Hew Len and those patients, it'd be easy to write them off.
Right.
To judge them for what they did.
Yeah.
But this Ho'oponopono thing, it's like it's asking us to see the good in everyone, even the people who've messed up big time.
It's a practice of compassion, forgiveness, seeing that we're all on this journey and everyone's capable of change.
So instead of judging, I should try to understand. See them as, like, works in progress, just like me.
That's it. And when you practice Ho'oponopono, you're not just healing yourself, you're contributing to the healing of everyone around you.
It's like this ripple effect.
Exactly. Sending out those vibes of love and forgiveness. Pretty powerful stuff.
It really is. This whole deep dive has been, I don't know, it's really got me thinking. Ho'oponopono, it's not just a self-help technique. It's like a whole different way of seeing the world, you know?
Yeah, it challenges you to rethink everything. Responsibility, healing, what's real, what's not. It goes deep.
It does. And for anyone listening out there, I want to leave you with this. What if the key to a truly amazing life, a life with no limits, a life full of peace and joy and purpose, what if the key is taking responsibility for everything you experience and using this Ho'oponopono to clean up your inner world?
What if by healing yourself, you could actually help heal the world?
That's something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep cleaning, keep loving, and we'll see you next time.
Did you get any of that?